Do you find yourself posting something on Instagram and instantly checking how many likes you got, or posting a TikTok and seeing, did it take off? Did it blow up? I need to know. Do you find yourself looking at other people's opinions of you and judging yourself because of it? And finally, do you worry about if other people think you're good looking, smart, kind, intelligent? If so, then this video is for you. Even if you answer no to most of those things, all of us deep down do sometimes look for external validations to make us feel better. This video is all about understanding that validation comes from within. No other person or no thing or no goal being achieved will make you feel good. Today I delve into some of my own experiences and a friend's, who I will keep anonymous, and we discuss the idea that doesn't matter if a million people think you're beautiful, or doesn't matter if you achieve all your goals, you'll always feel empty unless you learn to love and accept yourself, but also give yourself the validation you're seeking from others. This is something that I have had to learn the hard way as someone who is a coach and helps people with their mindset and helps people manifest. I have over the years learned the hard way that a million of my manifestations could come true, but I always felt a strange emptiness inside because I was never validating myself. These external things and achievements were never going to give me the validation I craved. So we're really going to get into that. I'm going to teach you also how self-validating will help things manifest quicker as well. So if you're interested in all of this, then please do keep watching till the end. Let's not waste more time. Let's get straight into the video. Welcome to Temple of Sunshine on YouTube, and welcome to templeofsunshine.com. Here we discuss all things Taoism, affirmations, law of attraction, manifesting, self-development. Gosh, I could go on. So if you are interested, then please do subscribe to this channel. It helps me out so very much. You probably don't even realize I'm trying to grow this channel and my business overall to teach as many people as possible that life doesn't have to suck and things can feel amazing just if you change your mindset. I also am a mindset coach, so if you are interested in any manifestation tools that I sell on my website, templeofsunshine.com, the description will have the link. You can also sign up for coaching sessions there if you're interested. And finally, pardon the noise, someone is drilling outside, but this is the perfect time for me to record this video because I am inspired. So let's talk about validation and why I had the inspiration to film this video in the first place. So the last few years, and especially the last few months from January, I've been really working on my self-esteem. I've been working on it since I'd say at least sort of 2019, when I started to notice that I had quite low self-esteem issues in a lot of areas regarding my weight and just self-worthiness for a lot of things. That was in my career, in my relationship, but in general I had a very low opinion of myself. I really did not like myself, let alone love myself, and I would try and plaster over that with positive affirmations of I love myself, I'm great, I'm amazing, but at the end of the day I didn't believe any of them, and I did have a really low opinion of myself. I didn't feel good. So what did I do to flip that around? It took a long time to make it work, but it doesn't have to for you, because I'm here to teach you everything that I went through just so you can fast track. So what I really had to do is commit to actually wanting to change. That is one of the most important things I think people don't even realize is a key. You have to commit, and the first step of commitment to changing is literally saying to yourself, I commit to changing. I'm going to make a conscious effort as much as I can to change my thoughts. It all starts from within. Life is a mirror, and I've been learning this more and more as I go along. The way other people treat me is a huge mirror of how I treat myself. Not always in 100% of cases, you know, I've been done wrong by people and I probably didn't deserve it, but it often does reflect what we are feeling inside. So for example, a while back, very short story I'm going to delve into because I want to get on with the video topic. I was feeling a little insecure about my job title and the fact that it was a bit lower than the other people in my company doing the same job as me, and someone sent me a message about essentially mentoring me, and I just completely rubbed me up the wrong way, and I got super annoyed. And bless that person, because they were only trying to be nice and obviously, you know, move ahead in their own career, but I felt so like uncomfortable about it because I was like, we do the same job, why mentor me? And I got so riled up, and I realized that life was just being a mirror again, as it always is. The issue I was genuinely feeling is because I had an insecurity within me about my job role that hadn't moved on, and I just felt underneath my colleagues and I needed to fix that. So you can see how life is a mirror, and we get annoyed about things that are always triggering us. There's always something that we can bring within. So recently I was speaking to a friend who I love dearly, but I often really wished that she would see how great she is. And long story short, I'm not going to delve into it much, but she's been dealing with some confidence issues recently. And she literally sent me one message and it completely broke my heart. And it broke my heart extra because I really resonated with it, because I felt like this exactly sort of 3-4 years ago, and pretty much like my whole life leading up to those sort of 3-4 years ago, before I decided to change. And she literally word for word said, I have such a low opinion of myself. I think I'm really ugly, and I just, you know, she literally can't stand herself. And these are words that I used to say word for word in my brain constantly for at least like 23 years of my life minimum. And it disgusts me, and sometimes I find myself when I'm in a bad mood slipping back into that. But this is where growth comes in. This is where my hard work over the last few years have come in. I stop myself and I remind myself, no, I am created perfectly by this universe, and what I've become and what I've manifested might be through certain choices that I've made, you know, maybe bad eating habits or maybe not taking care of my skin, who knows. But one thing I can do is just love myself and be positive about it right now. But she wasn't just talking about her appearance, she was talking about herself overall, just having a low opinion of herself. This broke my heart, and I replied to her saying, you know, it all comes from within. It must come from within. And she was saying that, you know, certain types of guys that she's into aren't attracted to her. They're more into sort of the classic blonde hair, blue eyes. And I said to her, look, why are you even focusing on that? Why are you even thinking what kind of guys, like what kind of girls, like literally, and then equating and comparing yourself to that standard? Like, why are you even bothered what other people think is beautiful? Think about yourself. Think about thinking you are beautiful. To which she replied that she just did not feel beautiful. And I struggle, because this girl is stunning. She is the perfect Instagram image of what we're all trying to achieve. So I just want to remind you that people that we're looking up to and scrolling on Instagram, they feel this way about themselves. Like, had you visited her Instagram, you'd think, wow, what a perfect life, what a perfect girl. And I genuinely think that about her. I wish she would as well. But even like there's famous cases of people like Marilyn Monroe, massively, you know, suffered from a lack of self-love. She just didn't find herself lovable. She didn't think of herself as beautiful deep down, you know, away from her sort of film persona and everything. And it's really upsetting, because these are people we look at and think, wow. And you know, I'm sure you follow a handful of influencers that fit the perfect Instagram aesthetic, and they come out on a few stories trying to be raw and keeping it real, and they're like, every day I try really hard to love myself because I don't always love myself. And it's like, so you go through this as well. So first things first is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the way you've treated and spoken to yourself. When I really committed towards loving myself, I wrote myself a letter actually. And you know, you might find these things a bit silly, but I would go ahead and do it, because you will cry. You will absolutely sob. Write yourself a letter and ask for an apology and ask for forgiveness of the way that you speak to yourself and the way you have treated yourself. So for example, I'm going to get really candid. I asked for forgiveness from myself and from my body for treating it negatively, doing crash diets, poking at it, literally poking at my skin to pick out the fat every time in the mirror when I looked at it. I apologized for calling myself ugly, fat, all of these things, like you can imagine. And of course I cried, because it was like, I can't believe I say these things to myself. Like, that is disgusting, you know, that is absolutely vile. And one thing I learned recently, I think from just somebody's Instagram story, gosh, I wish I remembered now, is when you have a negative thought about yourself, for example, you are fat, you are ugly, etc., or you're not good enough, think about and visualize saying that to a friend or a loved one that you care about a lot. You will immediately feel horrible about yourself that you would even allow yourself to think that about your friend. Then turn that back to you and remind yourself, well, if I wouldn't speak to my friend like that, why would I speak to myself like that? And you will feel guilty, you will feel wrong, and you have to feel that guilt to change. So the first step is accepting and committing. Do the story and do the letter. Tell yourself that you want to, you know, take a new path, listen to your body and appreciate yourself more, rather than constantly fighting it and yelling at it to change. The next step towards becoming the person that you want to be, but also accepting who you are, is thinking about qualities in other people that you really admire, and really thinking about, well, if they have those qualities, why can't I? Why does it have to be such an unachievable thing? Why do you have to put someone here and you here? Let's say you really, really admire that someone is generous, or let's say you really admire that someone is hardworking and you think you're lazy or stingy, on both sort of situations. There is nothing stopping you from becoming that. But you probably embody so many of the characteristics you admire in that person in you already, right? So I want you to think about the characteristics you admire in someone. So we've picked out generous and hardworking. And I want you to go back and think about your whole life, absolutely from like beginning of memories, you know, in childhood all the way till now. And I want you to list the things and the times where you've been generous or hardworking or, you know, confident or, you know, funny. I want you to list times where you really embodied that, because you have. There are times you just have to search for it. Just remind yourself that you can embody those characteristics. There is nothing holding you back, and you probably are as amazing as them in someone else's perspective. I literally told my friend, look, I literally look at your body and your looks and your lifestyle and I think, wow. Sometimes I even think like, gosh, I wish that I had elements of what she had, definitely with her looks. And she just wasn't willing to believe it. And it breaks my heart, because if we could see the way other people view us, we'd be so shocked. We'd see a completely different person. So that brings me to my next point, my next activity I want you to go ahead and do. I want you to get a notepad, and this is something that I definitely teach my clients during coaching to do. So this is a free tidbit from my coaching. If you do approach me with sort of low self-esteem, this is something that I definitely like teaching my clients to do. Get a notepad, get some paper, and write down 5 to 10 things you like about yourself. They can be anything. So for me, for example, I'll give you a few examples. I think I'm hilarious. I've been recently trying to appreciate my own looks. So I say that about myself. I like that I, you know, find solutions to problems in very like calm ways. I like that I'm quite a laid back person. I've been working on that. I like that I'm a good friend. Look, we're already at 5. I like that I'm actually quite a giving person to have in your life. Like, I'm quite a generous person. And, you know, I could keep going, but this isn't about me. This is about you. So list 10 things you like about yourself if you can. If not, stick to 5. They can be physical appearance. They can be how you treat other people. They can be your personality. They can be so many things. And if you can go above 10, then go ahead and do that, because that is amazing. So what I mean by this has to come from within, and how this can help you manifest more is realizing that, and this is pretty much like my main character video, this is realizing that you are the main character. You're the main person that you have to keep happy in this world. And also I was thinking about this thing that I realized maybe back when I was in my second year of uni. This is so many years ago now, and I remember I was going on a lot of dates and I was feeling quite bad about myself, and I remember like coming home and always being like, you're ugly, you're disgusting, to myself, especially in the mirror when I was doing my makeup. And I'd always think, you know, I just can't keep going like this. And one day I had an epiphany, and I said to myself, if I can't think of a single reason to like myself and value myself, then why would anyone else? Really let that sink in. Like, if you can't think of a reason to love yourself, or if you can't think of a reason why you're beautiful, then how can anyone else see it? And that's what it means by you gotta love yourself to attract love, or you gotta love yourself to attract in good opportunities. So what I mean by self-love and, you know, fixing your self-esteem can help you manifest things better. Let's say you want to, you know, become a millionaire, whether that's through a career or an entrepreneur sort of journey there. Or let's say you want to, obviously, like, this is quite obvious when it comes to relationships and love. Or let's say you want to just feel more confident in your body. All of these things can be fixed by self-love. Like, I was literally telling my friend, like, getting richer can be fixed by self-love. Knowing that you're worthy, it all comes from within. 2 reasons. One is because you start to feel more worthy of your desires. The only reason why we don't think we are worthy of a great partner, being rich, being successful, having a great career, having great friends, living in a great apartment, is because we do not feel worthy of it. If you were to truly love yourself, value yourself, and put yourself up here, just in the way you put everyone else on a pedestal, you would feel value in yourself, and you will feel worthy of having all those things that other people have, and you look at and think, wow, that's amazing. And I have this huge complex. Like, I want to be so raw and candid with you guys, because that's what I started this channel. I get that a lot with entrepreneurship. I find myself really uncomfortable to use the word entrepreneur when describing myself. Although I have my own registered business with my own products that I've come up with and I'm a coach, I find it really, really uncomfortable to call myself an entrepreneur because I don't feel worthy of being on the same level as all these really smart people who just know what they're doing and they're so business savvy, and I feel so far away from them in characteristics. So maybe I need to go do my own activities I've listed, but you get my point. Like, I'm working on it and I'm doing a great job, and that feels so good to say because I have worked hard. I am in such a better like self-love space, self-respect space, self-esteem space than I was 3 years ago. And now when I choose to manifest things, I feel so much more worthy of it. I spend so much less time telling myself I'm worthy of it than I used to do 3 years ago. Like, back in the day, if I wanted to manifest a job with a high salary, I'd be like, okay, but why would anybody pay you that? And I'd have to come up with like 10 reasons of why I was worthy. Now I just know I am worthy. It's putting up that self-worth to get up that net worth. And we love to see it. Now, how does this help things manifest quicker? You might have heard of this idea of obviously detaching from your desires. And to detach from your desires is to essentially take it off a pedestal. Like I just described, let's say you want to be on the Forbes, like, I don't know, 40 under 40 list. Like, let's say you are an aspiring entrepreneur just like me, or an entrepreneur just like me. See, even that feels so weird, like I'm working on it. But let's say that's your goal. When you have like this idea of a goal, but you put it on the same sort of level as you, so no one is on a pedestal here. You're not above it, that's not above you. It's on one level. You match the vibration and the energy of that desire. So let's say you want to manifest a dream home. A lot of people are like, oh, I've got so much hard work. People like me don't live in those kind of houses. How am I going to get a mansion? Or how am I going to get, it doesn't always have to be a mansion. It can just be a normal home. How am I going to do it? When you have such self-esteem and self-belief, like, I can do it, I'm going to make it happen. If other people have, then so will I. When you come from that attitude, you immediately manifest things, or at least manifest them easier and get the tools to manifest this easier, because you already consider yourself a vibrational match to what it is you're trying to achieve. You don't see it as something unreachable, and you don't see it as something that you have to improve yourself like a million times over before you can reach that. A lot of the times when we have a goal, we think of all the 10 million different things that we have to do before we achieve it. Get more degrees, get more qualifications, become smarter, become older, lose weight. I can guarantee you in most scenarios, you don't have to do all the things that you think you're going to have to do. But even if there are steps to getting there, it will be easier through manifestation and trust in the universe, but it'll be 10 times easier if you just have the self-belief that you could do it. The I can do it attitude gets you 60% of the way there, and the rest is the inspired action and the belief. But believing you can have it in the first place is the key. And this is what a mindset coach is trying to really hardwire into your brain. That is what I do. So this is really the message that I'm trying to hone into your mind. You've got to feel like you can have it naturally without changing. So my friend's message, after really upsetting me, it really stewed on my mind. It really reminded me how I used to feel about myself for all these years. How I changed over time was just to always police my thoughts, making sure that they are positive thoughts. And I'm really still on a journey when it comes to positive thoughts about myself. I have completely perfect positive thoughts about everything else in life. And when it comes to myself, I have to constantly remind myself I'm enough, I can do it, I will do it. And there's times, it's funny, like sometimes I even doubt that like I'll be able to take all the action needed to make my manifestation happen. And I just remind myself that I will be able to do it. When the time comes, when the opportunity comes, I will be just fine. I will do it. And it's just reminding yourself that you are enough, you're good enough. Like, you wouldn't have been put on this earth in the first place if you didn't have this big purpose and unique traits and talents and personality quirks that will provide so much joy to other people and value. Realize that you are special for even making it here onto this earth and being manifest in a human body. Like, you have a purpose, and that's all you have to realize. And when you realize how special you are, you start to manifest things quicker, but you also start to realize that you are on the same level of it as everyone else. And one of the things that I've been really doing is being really honest with myself and reminding myself, like, even the most amazing people who have walked this earth, from like, I don't know, let's say Einstein, to Marilyn Monroe, to Bill Gates, to, let's pick another name out of the hat, like Brad Pitt, let's say, all these very admirable and sort of successful people, they are all also human beings. And this might upset a few of you, but you must remind yourself that they are no smarter than you, they're no better than you, they're not more attractive than you. They are just what they are as human beings, and you have all those qualities as well. Yes, Bill Gates is super smart. Yes, Einstein is super smart. But if you put your mind to it, you could also learn all the skills that they had and have all the qualifications they had. Nothing is stopping you other than the restrictions you put on yourself in your head. If you wanted to, you could go out, get a computer science degree, and build a great empire just like Bill Gates. I mean, it's not so easy. It will take hard work, it will take determination and an idea, but all of those things, if you wanted to make it happen, you could make it happen. They are no different to you. And even Bill Gates, I think, has been quoted in saying that the world is full of people like less smart than me. Like, it's not like I'm the super genius. Like, he has been quoted saying that. So believe it. Do you really think that these people are that different from you? I don't. Always remind yourself that you are a unique person with an amazing personality with so many gifts to offer this world. And treat yourself with love and kindness. Speak nice words upon yourself. When you walk past a mirror, compliment yourself. These are the things that will slowly up that self-esteem. But if you're wondering what boys like you and which ones think you're pretty or not, like my friend, you gotta stop that. You gotta look within. What do I think about me? Do I think I'm beautiful? That's all that matters. Take your power back to you. It's not about other people and what they think of you. It's not their opinions. You can't live by those opinions. Like, you know, I've manifested so many huge, amazing things in my life, and sometimes they don't even feel that good because I realize that I only just want more, and that's a void that I have because I never felt worthy for it in the first place. It manifested because the universe has been very kind to me. But until I feel like it's on my level, there's always going to be something else that I'm going to be reaching for, always. I'm never going to be satisfied. And that's what you got to do, up that self-esteem so that you're enjoying your manifestations, you're enjoying things that come about, but you're also feeling worthy of them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all the content in this video. And if you did, then please do like this video and please do subscribe to my channel. And I hope that you can work on your mindset and work on your self-esteem so that you are manifesting super quick, but also really feeling that self-love. As always, see you in the next upload. Bye.